Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ruth Marquis, your favorite realtor. Welcome to the Ruth and Relationship Show. I am your host, Ruth Marquis, aka your favorite realtor. Hey, boo, aka your favorite credit specialist, aka your love negotiator. I help men and women get into quality relationships that lead to quality families, that lead to quality communities, that leave quality legacies. Let's build. Our topic today is men holding men accountable. Hey, boo, are you at lunch? Why are you at your mommy? You at lunch, boo? You better be. Not better be in class. You better not be in class. Okay. Anyway, love you. I broke my nail, boo. Anyway, so let's talk about men holding men accountable. All right. So I want to retract a little bit. She said, I'm not at school. Oh, okay. Well, you ain't got no school. Oh, speaking of that, I got an appointment to make for you. All right. Appointment for Leah. All right. Back to the show. Mommy duty is never over. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys today. If you're on here, say hi. If you're watching this on a replay, hashtag replay. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to my Instagram people, family. And we're on YouTube today. All right, cool. Oh, for Deja. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to you after this then. All right, so we're going to talk about men holding men accountable. All right, so now I wanted to talk about like the reason why. I found out the reason why certain people were saying the things that they were saying, and it's important that you understand the origin of where things come from. Okay, now I know that it seems like 20% of the guys are getting 80% of the girls, but but when you really think about it, that's like no, like maybe the girls that are like maybe the girls are that are like really pretty, they're going for a certain type of guy. Those girls are going for a certain type of guy, and that's how they all end up. All these gorgeous girls get the NBA players and the NFL players, the entertainment guys, all of that. So either the guy has money, looks, status, something, okay, to make the girls want to hold on. All right, cool. Right? So that could be true. But that is like saying that um 80% of guys get no girls. And we know that's not true. Okay. I think the women are getting like, they're like, what are y'all talking about? Pookie down the street, like he ain't the finest, and he still played me and he still was playing around. Hey, Keisha, how are you? Good afternoon. So I think that every guy goes through their whole phase. So that just tells you right there, they are getting girls. They may not get all the girls that they want. They may not think that they're getting all the girls, but guys be getting girls. If the statistics of 30% or 30% of guys are getting 30% of guys are virgins by the time they are age 30, that means 70% of the guys are getting girls, right? They are dealing with somebody. So every guy can say that they can deal with it. They just may not be dealing with the girls that they want to deal with, or they're just, they're finding their way. But a lot of these times, the guys are like playing victims sometimes. Okay, so guys, let me give a disclaimer. Okay, y'all already know I care. Y'all already know, I understand your side, but you got to also understand the other side. I just feel like it's a lot of victim hood in the streets these days when it comes to men. Men are saying they're the victim. Men are saying that nobody wants them, and the prettiest girls is going for the guys with a lot of money and all of that stuff. And it's like, well, why do y'all want the prettiest girls in the first place if y'all not at that? If you didn't do the work to get those girls, why do you want those girls? Because why? Because ever since we started, we say women go after men they can't get, and men go after women they can't get, and that's that. And the people that's down at the bottom, they just I'm gonna talk about incels, okay? So what I'm saying is that there are men that decide, although they can't get the girl they want, they do want to play around and play the field. You know what I mean? And the reason why they feel like things are fair, right? Because maybe that girl really don't want him, or maybe he knows he can't actually date her to marry her. So he just decides, hey, I'm just going to keep this casual. And women are not understanding that they're going to get their feelings involved. And then that's why the women get upset. But the guy was like, who asked? This is how guys, it's like all's fair in love and war. It's like women have access to sex, right? So when you actually give in to the man, they're like, that's on you, sis. I was just talking to somebody and I'm like, yo, as soon as you do something to somebody, mess with their money, they start, it's never like, oh, okay. Like if you start hardballing a guy, they're gonna go to the maximum. Okay. They start treating you like a whole man. And I feel like that's how I think that's how it's going in the dating field. It's like, all right, well, basically guys are going to only do what they're required to do. So if you're not requiring this and you're not requiring that, and you're being like, oh, I just the one girl said yesterday on the show, she's like, I don't mind getting in bed with a stranger. You know what I mean? It's like, if you don't, guys are like, if you don't have morals or ethics or standards, then who am I to say no to the vagina you're throwing at me? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad the baby got off. Right? Who am I? Hey, Anthony. He says, good afternoon, beautiful Rose. Thank you. Good afternoon. So guys are like, and every guy's not like this, but a lot of guys where the women are upset, they're like, well, I wanted this guy. I didn't go for the highest of guys, but I still kind of got played. You know what I mean? And so that's why like women are upset and they acting out, and men are upset and they acting out. But the problem is that it was the woman's time for so long. It's like it was women empowerment. It was, all of this stuff, and now it's flipping to man empowerment, right? And so, but women are like, how's that fair? Y'all still out here in the streets, still women winning. But women are acting like, listen, I only want you for a night anyway, right? So the women are acting like the men. So when the men are giving them that equality that they want, they're like, why y'all mad at us when y'all the ones, you know what I mean? Y'all the ones, like the guy, like you'll see on TikTok, hey, how y'all doing? If you're on here, say hi. Y'all see on TikTok, the guys would be like, did you see the guy that was crying after she's like, well, like after it was the morning after or whatever, and he was like, here's $40. Or he gave her 20. He's like, here's a 40. He's like, that's all? $20. 40. Here you go. That's all I got though. It's like the point of that was the women are acting like the men used to act, right? And so men are just like, listen, I got, Keisha down the street play me like this, so I'm gonna do you like that too. And it's just like always a perpetual state of blaming each other. That's one thing we got to stop doing, okay? So what I decided was, whatever I don't like in my life, this is how I made a change in my life. I took full responsibility for whatever is going wrong. It's my fault. It's my fault. Like if women would say it's my fault, I should have never opened up my legs, and then I didn't even know this guy. And because I opened up my legs, I gave him an opportunity to get the best of me when I didn't really want to do it. Or maybe I did want to do it, but I wanted something to go with it. You know what I mean? And so now it's your fault because you decided to open your legs, and then you are in a. Remember when I was like, we sometimes we like ops, like men versus women. It's like that's the rules of the game. You cannot compete with a man and not expect him to treat you like a man, if that makes sense. And you cannot compete with a man and not expect him to treat you like a man. Anthony says expectations and requirements are uneven. Keeping it 100 from day one is the key. Absolutely. And if you watch yesterday's episode, it was so clear when we are on 146, 145, it was clear when the woman was speaking that keeping it 100 expectations and requirements. She Her standard was, it doesn't matter if I don't know this guy. He's like, well, why aren't you having a conversation about sex from the beginning? And it was like as if she never ever had that conversation. Some of us been there before. It's like, oh, you could talk about it before. He's like, well, why wouldn't you not talk about something that doesn't make, if it's something makes you uncomfortable, that's a lot to unpack there. If something makes you uncomfortable, why would you not have a conversation with somebody about it before you do something like that? Why would you give of yourself if you don't feel comfortable? She said, who says I don't feel comfortable? Oh, yeah, it gets deep. So if men are dealing with a lot of women who are willing to open their legs, even at the first date, then they are starting to expect it. So we as women have to up our standards, and we have to say, you know what? I remember before it was like, oh no, I don't do that on the first date, And now it's just like, oh, one guy was saying like the millennials is worse. He said sex on the first date is like a handshake. I didn't think we was gonna talk about sex no more. And like a handshake, like it means nothing. But let's go way back with the whole purpose of this. Sex is supposed to be between husband and wife, but nobody believes that anymore, right? Don't mind my finger. Look, my finger, my nail broke, right? So it's supposed to be between husband and wife. It's best like that. We forgot that that's what it was about. We forgot that it's not expected. It's not because you got dinner, now all of a sudden you got to give it up. It was like, no. It's like all it's been I think that women want to be accepted, and like we want to be a man's equal so bad. We're like, oh, we could do what the niggas do, right? And then that's why I'm like, oh, I can handle it. And then we're built different. We're built with feelings. We're built with emotions. So you trying to compete with a man he's trying to put, have 60 notches under his belt, 100 notches under his belt, and then like, okay, fine, I hit 100. I hope y'all don't think like that, but I'm just trying to put myself in the man's mind for a second. Every guy's not like this, mind you. Only certain guys, right? They look at themselves. Look, I'm a stud. I'm this. I'm that. Why can't I hit 100 girls? Some of them go for that, and some of them is like, no, I'm not. I'm not about that life. You got your relationship guys, and you got your I don't want to call them players. They just play in the field. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But women be like, oh, I could do that too. Oh, I could do this. Why? And then turn around like, why does my number matter? Because you're not a man. And it's a double standard that women accept that want to get married. And that's that. And your past is your past. All you can do as a woman is find a guy that has a conscience to say, you know what? I got 100 bodies. Why would I judge her for having 100 bodies? Some of them have a double standard. Oh, I may have 100 bodies, but I'm a man. I can do that. Well, she got 5. She's a hoe. Come on, somebody talk about it. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And honestly, to real women, y'all girling. I didn't think I was gonna have to come hard at the men. And it's not all the men. Y'all know who y'all are. If I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. If I'm not, if you're a good dude, if you never did none of this, you know I'm not talking to you. All right. Anthony says taking full responsibility is very important in order to continue to build with someone. My 20-year marriage ended, and I never blamed my ex for everything. It took 2 to make it and 2 to break it. Thank you, Anthony. You know I love when the men drop their wisdom and knowledge, right? So you're just gonna have to find somebody that understands that people have a past, and you didn't know no better. You got caught up in the hype, and it is what it is. Some men are gonna be understanding; they're not gonna care, right? But there's other men that you just don't. Honestly, you don't want that guy either. That's the hypocrite. You want the hypocrite, sis? No. You want somebody to acknowledge, like, look, I have a past, she has a past. Let's forget about the past and let's move on. So that's what I want to say. A lot of guys have gotten around. Let's not act like all guys are virgins. Cut it out. Women do have access to sex, but they don't always take advantage of that. Don't be jealous because you're not a woman. That doesn't sound like it. Sounds like you're jealous because you're not a woman. But you got to see how it was designed. Oh, women have access to sex, so we're mad at them. That's why we want to take advantage of everyone. You're blaming a woman for you want to have a whole phase? That is not manly. That is not. Now, some men, they like, look, I need to settle down. I was about to share a post. The guy said, what's the secret to being a billionaire? He said, focus on one woman and build, and she'll help you build everything. That's the secret. If you look at successful men, that's why I laugh. Like, ladies, y'all need to laugh. Don't be mad if the guy is hoeing around, if the guy is sleeping with everything that's moving. Don't be mad at them. You stay working hard. You stay building up your retirement. You stay building up your skills. You become valuable. You're gonna end up, because it's like they're leaving a little piece of them everywhere. You're gonna end up in a further place. I always be like laughing, like, okay, you focus on all those women, I'm gonna be about my business. And we're gonna see who ends up 10 years from now with the life that they want. You're gonna have nothing but child support payments, and we're gonna have built businesses and children that have morals and, sense. Okay. So women, never get jealous, never get mad at a man. Whatever way he wants to take, let him take that way. Now I'm gonna talk about irresponsible, low level, low thinking men. Now, I don't have no problem with a man that is like, hey, I want to explore my options. I want to know what I like, all of that stuff. That's you. Can't nobody tell you what to do with yourself and your body. Just like if a woman wanted to sleep around, that's you. Can't nobody tell you what to do, but live with the consequences. That's how you had kids. 25, 6 kids, and you got 2 of them with the same birthday. Like, it's a consequence to everything you do. That's why we should not get mad at men, and men should not get mad at us. If a woman wants to go and have her own whole phase, then and she have 4 kids by 4 different baby daddies, it's like nothing is done in the dark that's not going to come to the light. There's no reason to be mad. Oh, you spent the best of your years with such and such. How you know she wasn't just a bimbo for those years? What are you talking about? You give the best of yourself to these men, and now you want me. Well, maybe she's wiser. Maybe she's better. You can do it and she can't. That doesn't make sense. Everybody should be able to just do whatever they want. Whether you want to be a hoe, whether you want to keep to yourself, that's your business. I'm not going to judge you, but take the consequences. Just like men need to take consequences for what they do. Whatever phase you find yourself in, I ran into this guy was saying all this stuff, right? And he was like, he's like 60. I was like, he was saying all this stuff, but he hit me with the "Are you married?" I was like, look, I said, why you gotta? I wasn't gonna say nothing to the man, he was giving me compliments, and he was like, are you married? And I was like, I'm gonna start asking them, are they married? Because they try to hit the women with that kind of stuff. And it's like, really? Is that necessary? You don't even have to ask me, am I married? You just have to look at my finger and know I'm not married. So that's a play right there. And I just thought, like, look at this. Look how you sit. I was like, look, how old are you? I was like, no. How old are you? Do you have a, he's like, how old do I look? I said, do you have a 5 or a 6 in front of it? Oh, it's a 5. And then next thing you know, I was like, okay. I was like, so he's like, are you into older men? I've been telling you my stories. So mind you, I'm coming out. I didn't look like this. I was looking regular, but you know. So anyway, he's like, oh, I'm 67 years old. It's like he was a cop, a retired cop, playing games at 67. No wife, no kids. So it's like I like how God shows me things. He shows me the older women that said with their life, oh, I don't want that type of responsibility. Remember that lady? I don't want that type of responsibility. Then meanwhile, she's complaining her back hurts. The doctor saying she's overweight. You know what I mean? Like people are they're gonna deal with the consequences of not getting married, not settling down. They're gonna deal with that stuff. Not having any children, right? So he has childless and not no man, no. Wait, let me tell you. No woman and childless. Mind you, he thought I was 27. I said, sir, that's more horrible on your part. You went for a 20, you thought I was 27, and you went for a girl that was 27, and you're 67? I said, yo, like, R. Kelly, get out of here. That's crazy to me, right? So, I let him go about his business. So it's just ridiculous. Those people are going to pay for the choices that they make. And I just want people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, and even 50s to make better choices. So you won't be one of these old people still. Can you imagine? You think it's cute. You still hunting at 67. So I asked him, like, why didn't you, like, I said, how old are your kids? He said, I don't have any kids. I said, you ain't had no kids? He's like, I said, well, it's never too late. Here I go. It's never too late. He's like, what? He said, my kids, he said, I'd be dead by the time my kids hit grade school. I said, so wait, you imagine yourself dying at 72? I said, no, I gotta go. It was hilarious though. All right, so this is the path. So that's why all this, I don't want it, I don't want to get married, I don't want this and that, the third. I'm like, listen, you're gonna need somebody someday. You better have a good plan. All right, so that was the men, their whole face and all that. So let's talk about incels, okay? This is where all the talking points have come from. Okay, I learned a lot yesterday. I didn't know who the hell Becky. Who is Becky? Becky is your average looking woman, right? The Beckys, right? And then the Chads is the studly guys. And they just made up this whole entire world. It's crazy. But an incel means involuntary celibate person, right? And this woman started this incel thing because she was a virgin and she found it hard. She was at 30 years old. She found it hard to date. But let me talk about her for a second. Eventually, she got out of that phase and she got better at dating. All of these incels or these guys that can't get girls and start blaming, this is how this whole thing, and I'm trying to tell you how a little snowball, the snowball effect is in effect because this little person that could not, oh, I can't get women, it turned into this hatred for women, right? It turned into all these guys just hating on women. And so okay, she started to get herself together and she started dating, so she cut the whole thing out. So these white boys took over and they started like, oh, no woman can ever be an incel because women have access to sex. That's when we start hearing about this stuff. It's true. But at the same time, they're mad at us because you can't get laid. Right? So society has told them if you can't get laid, then you're not a man. And so they feel in some type of way. All this stuff came from this incel community, and it gets so bad that red pill. I didn't really understand what red pill was. I just knew that I was like, why everybody they're weirdos that say the red pill. They're so bitter. Is red pill a bitter pill? I was confused. So the red pill is when you take, everybody to watch the Matrix, because I don't remember movies. They know that the red pill means you take the pill and you see things totally different. And so that's why you get a lot of red pill guys. But if you start listening to red pill guys, they always blame women. How are you a man and you blame a woman for the source of all of your problems? I'm not understanding. I don't get it. So regular dudes is like, what's going on? And the red pill guys, they're just mad because the girl that they wanted didn't want them. Right? They just, I'm like, why is this? I was telling somebody, and this kind of breaks my heart. I was telling somebody about a friend, a bad situation that happened, and he was so mad, like basically giving me why you didn't give me a shot vibes, and when I lose the weight, like after I lose the weight, I ain't gonna want no woman that didn't want me before the weight. I'm like, sir, you 300 pounds. I'm sorry. Pause. Right? I'm like, is he talking to me? We're supposed to be friends. And he was saying all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, damn. So I was like, yo, guys can get salty at you. Stop telling them the story, right? What did he say? What did he say? Because I could go manipulating women too. I know how to play with a woman's mind too, but I choose not to. I was like, nice guy syndrome. So that's all to tell you. Wait, before I go to nice guy syndrome, let me finish with with this red pill. Red pill guys, they say that you basically, women have access, and basically telling men not to get married. Like, you're keeping these guys single instead of telling them, hey, if you're fat, go work out. Hey, if you don't have muscles, go build muscles. If you don't have money, go get a job. They just sit in their misery, and it boggles my mind every single time I tell somebody, like, okay, well, what do I have to do? I've heard that question. What do I have to do to get a woman at this caliber or whatever, right? And I was like, well, you just need to do this, or you need to do that, or you need to do this. And they get mad. They won't do it. They just want to stay where they are, and they forcing themselves on a woman. Fine. That's cool. But you get the results that you get, and that's what red pill does. So There's a lot of red pill guys, and if you listen, and this is why I had to turn Kevin Samuels off every now and again, or a lot of times, because I was like, well, why? What is this hatred for women about? Like, why? And honestly, he was just a clickbait whore. Honestly, he just loved, like, I was like, what are you gonna say now? Like this happened to me the other day, and I got 10K on on a reel, but I had to put somebody, like, I had to say something crazy to get the numbers, and I was like, this is what Kevin Samuels was. So I have a choice. I can really say what I feel. I could take a genuine moments that I feel a certain type of way and post that, and I know I'll get likes and I know I get views. So now I know what people are gonna share. And that's all he did. He was like, oh shoot, this is working. Well, how men minds work in business, if something's working, some guys, I wouldn't say all of them. If something, even if it's unethical or if it's putting somebody down, they don't care. They're like, let's go. Let's run up the numbers. Let's run up this bag real quick. So he did that a lot. All right. But a lot of the stuff, I was like, shoot, this is where he get it from. I'm like, cause I was like, he getting this stuff. You ever find a plug, like you found somebody plug? I was like, oh, this is where he's getting all this stuff from. Yes. So anyway, last thing about the incels is they get really, really dark, and the internet can be a very dark place. You got to be careful. So they're like, basically, they're gonna take a black pill. They're out here. The black pill is like, they're gonna, I forgot what it was, but it's like, I'm just gonna stay forever, whatever, or I'm just gonna kill myself, or they lost all hope. Black pill is you lost all hope, and you're not gonna go after women anymore. You just gave up, and they're out there telling them, hey, let's go commit suicide, telling other people you should just die. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. This is the people y'all listening to? Ugh. All right. So my thing is, you can either be this loser dude, right, that never gets it together and listen to other guys that's like, hey, I'll be the champion of the losers, or you can fix your life. Like, women have to get up, fix their life. Single women get up every day. Single mothers get up every day. Make sure they take care of them kids. Make sure them kids is eating. Make sure they have clothes on. Make sure they doing their hair. I see y'all single moms. Shout out to my single moms. And they get up and they do what they gotta do. But these guys get to sit in their mama basement and complain about women and say that women are the source of their problems. Every man's not like this. Every man's not like this. But the guys that are like this, watch your friends. That's like, oh yeah, he finally gave it to that hoe. He finally told her. I'm like, what guy that can actually go out there? It takes confidence. That's why I don't shoot people down like I used to, I should say. Like, they straight up ignore them. They're people. It's like ignoring the guy that's begging for money. It's like you have to like acknowledge them a little bit, like, sorry, no, sir, versus like, you're talking to, don't talk to me, right? They had the courage. All right. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So let's talk about the nice guy syndrome. And let me tell you how I don't like this stuff. Simps are manipulators. Okay? They're manipulators. And this is the last time I'm talking about simps for right now. Right? If you like the video, please hit the like button. The Cash App is Ruth the Realtor. Simps are these nice guys that says, I'm better than most guys. I really didn't, like, I was like, hey, okay, simping, whatever. It's not the same thing as actually being a genuine nice guy. It is a nice guy act. Hey! Wait. Because I like my props. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Wait. You would never know. I don't play. Okay. Wait. I don't play the guitar. Anthony says, I commend the single mothers for stepping up every day, holding down the households, and still keeping themselves beautiful. Rose. Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate you. Because we right now, we're not feeling the love from the men at all. But thank you for that comment, because they do work hard, and I don't think they should be put down because of the situation that has happened. And a lot of this stuff is not I don't want to say it's not our fault. It's just we don't recognize and realize what we're really dealing with. And then until you get into that situation, and then you're like, well, damn, I didn't know. And now you can't take it back. You know what I mean? And you're being punished for being a good person that made mistakes. That's crazy. There's a lot of these guys out here that got records. Sorry. Records. You know what I mean? And the world is punishing them. because they can't get a good job anymore. So that's not the if we're men, but the men are the leaders, right? We're not going to sit there and be like, okay, we know what it's like for the world to turn their back on you, and then now we're going to do that same thing to single mothers. I got to say that. So have respect for a woman that could be the mom and the dad, or the woman while you get to go to work, she's taking care of the kids, and and she still got to pay her own bills. And you don't want to support, because guys don't want to pay child support and all that stuff. And I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's a harsh reality. But that woman is like, when single mothers be driving Ubers, picking up trash, like women do it in general, but they'll be doing everything possible to make it work, to make ends meet. And it's like no respect given, right? It's like no respect given. It's not fair. So wait, anyway, so that's my single mothers. I shout out to y'all single moms who's doing it and have good kids, right? You're not teaching them how to twerk in the streets. I had a video of a girl twerking, rolling her butt, and the little kids was rolling where? No, not them single mothers. We don't like y'all. All right, here we go. Here go the Simps, right? I can't play the guitar, but they be like, I ain't like them other guys. I'ma do favors for you, girl. I'ma comment on all of your stuff, girl. I'ma make promises I can't keep, girl. Why you don't want to sleep with me? I'm done. Why you don't want to sleep with me? Y'all all know the guy that's friends with all the girls. Come on, somebody. Talk to me, people. Y'all know a guy that has that try to be friends with the girls. And that's how he get his way into their draws. Y'all know. They're like, oh no, don't deal with that guy. I wouldn't do you like that. Why you don't let me get a chance? Watch those guys. Watch those guys. Y'all want to have male friends? Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Now, I'm not saying all the male friends do this, but I'm telling you, I've seen this so many times. I never knew what it was. All right, here we go. So, nice guy syndrome is like, I'm a nice guy. You should give me a shot. Even if that person is not your match, they feel entitled. And I was like, I'm so glad I got to uncover and discover what this was about, because I was like, I was so upset. And I'm like, somebody sit there and was saying stuff. And I was just like, what the hell is this? You don't get, like, I don't get a shot at every guy I want. How do you feel and so entitled? But now it makes sense. Nice guy syndrome. Because I was nice to you, you should give me the draws. Because I was nice to you, you should get into a relationship with me. Don't fall for it, ladies. Do not. Story time, story time. There was a guy. I was like, wait, what? The guy was explaining how the girl was like, he was like, yeah, I'm going to help her out, this and then a third. But then it was like, wait, she's like, wait, you want to help me, but you also want to move into the house with me. And he's like, well, of course. I didn't see it. I was blind, but now I see. Praise the Lord. But he's done for me. I was blind, but now I see. Come on, church people. Praise the Lord. Hey, that's what he's done for me. All right. How you gonna say, I'm gonna get you out of a bad situation? This happened to me. I'm gonna get you out of a bad situation, whether it's bad, whether it's not bad. I'm gonna get you a place. This is what I propose to do. I'm gonna get you a place, and we're gonna live together, and I'll get you out of this situation. But I want to live with you. What did you think this was? So the girl ended up saying she friend zoned him from the jump. He stayed friends with her and do favors and all that stuff. And next thing you know, he's playing the nice guy syndrome. I didn't see it. Now I see it. And I was like, I mean, it sounds good. Women, we just like, we don't know. Like, I'm sorry. Only the women that play men will be like, "Oh, I'm going to jump on that, and I'm gonna take him for all he got." But some women are not like that. They're just like, "Okay, well, I guess it'll work. Whatever. I'm really trying to think if we." They was never considering you for a relationship. Now they consider you for a relationship, and she still was like, "Nah, you just don't do it for me, right?" So he's pissed, right? And I was like, "Yo, who's wrong in this scenario?" I mean, if you knew better, you would do better and you would be like, "No, I don't want to live with you. And if you really want to help me, you'll go ahead and give me the money." Now, that's major simping, but you said you want to help. Some guy, he said, "I just want to help a Haitian sister." And I was looking back like, I didn't know what it was, child. I was like, if he's trying to help me, why is he trying to move in too? Right? He's like, "Oh, we can just move in together." And I was like, "But I already have a place. I'm confused." That's what it was. He was trying to, hindsight's 2020. After a while, I was like, "Oh, you were trying to force me into being in a relationship with you? That's crazy." And that's how bad the nice guy syndrome is. What do y'all think about that? Have this ever happened to somebody you knew? Or have you ever heard of this happening? Like, guys really be, and this is why they call them simps. Like, they're searching, I guess they say they're searching for a female validation, but it's like, I'm better than most guys. They're trying to get a girl that they could not otherwise get. She has friend zoned them, and now they're trying to find another way. Those guys can be very manipulative if you think about it, because I've never seen a guy who cared. Who care if you're talking to somebody else, they don't care. If you're in a relationship with somebody else, they don't care. I remember being in high school and this guy was writing long behind poems. The sun, the moon, and the stars. Yo, I really should. All right, now I'm gonna start playing the guitar. It was a bomb poem, man. It was the best poem I ever. My boyfriend at the time was like, "You don't tell that nigga stop." He typed it out and everything. It was 4 pages long. I was like, "Why you don't write me poems?" Is it just me? It was just like, you just so. I have a whole boyfriend. The entire school knows I have a boyfriend, and you want to write me a 4-page letter? Oh my gosh. That guy went to. My boyfriend at the time wanted to kill him. And I was like, "What's wrong? What's the problem?" I'm like, "He just like me. It's nothing." And I was like, "No, please don't say nothing to him. Don't say nothing." He saw right through it. He saw right through it. He was doing a nice guy syndrome. And it was always the weird guy. It's always the weird guy. Thank you, princess. It's always the weird guy, though. That's why women don't go for it. Sometimes it's a regular guy, and sometimes it's the weirdo. I'm gonna give you more weirdo. Some guy wanted to, and there was a bad situation. I was in such a bad financial situation. Thank God I got a job after that. And he volunteered to buy a sign for real estate. I was very upset at the person. I'm like, "You let me be. I'm with you, and you won't buy me a sign? A sign?" It was $50. I was like, "You embarrassed me in front of my entire company. A sign?" I wasn't working at the time. And that's when I was like, "F it, I'm gonna get a job." And for entrepreneurs, thank you, princess. For entrepreneurs, it's like, yo, you're starting something. You need to focus on the thing that you're doing. If you get a job as an entrepreneur, you a sellout. Come on, somebody, entrepreneurs, y'all don't talk about. If you get a job and you already decided to go out on faith and you want to go back into the work world, they're like, "You sold out." So I was trying not to sell out, but I did, and it was great. So yeah, that was a nice guy syndrome. But the guy that wanted to buy the sign was also the nice. Here we go. Thank you, boo. Pin this comment. All right. He was also doing the nice guy syndrome. "Oh, I want to get in business with you." And he was giving me leads. Trust me, a brand new real estate agent. He was like, "Oh, you got people for me? You got leads?" Ain't nobody giving me leads. I used to fall for the nonsense, okay? Women had to go through it the hard way. And all of y'all talking about, oh, you wasted your good years on the guy that didn't love you, blah blah blah. Y'all wasted y'all years sleeping around with other with people. So don't punish people for actually learning how to be in relationships since nobody told us, okay? There you go. So now when she get to you, she got a sense. All right? Because we very naive women. Sorry, but we are. All right. Where we at? Hey guys, if you're on here, say hi, shout me out. So share this video with your friends if you like what you hear. Now, yeah, I got it on here. Thank you, boo. So the sign, you know how embarrassing it was for me not to have a sign? And they sent a company. I hadn't had money in a long time. So I was just like, this $50 is gonna kill me. They sent a company-wide email and they thought it was a good idea. Who comes back with, I'll get you a sign? The guy that was trying to woo me with leads and always trying to pull me in. Isn't that manipulative? You know, it's one thing to try to holler at a girl because you're like, you like this, you like that. They find out about a girl and this and that. But to hold her by her weakest part, I was like, that's ruthless. Okay, I'm Ruth, and that was ruthless. Okay, sir, it was bad. So yeah, I made a couple dollars. I used those leads, but he caused such a big problem in my relationship because he was doing this nice guy stuff, and like straight gangster. Like I come in there, I was looking amazing, and I was like, the guys, women know when you're staring at him. He was the only one who was looking straight ahead. So you're thinking there's nothing, dead face. He was the worst guy. When the love letter started, it was like, oh gosh. Anyway, but yeah, it's tough. So shoot, why can't I get love letters from the guys I want? That'd be great. All right, I'm done with this whole nice guy syndrome. So these guys, they get turned down by the woman they want, and they turn into these miserable men who want to blame women for everything. Oh, she's with that loser. Well, that loser is not trying to manipulate me. He's being real with me. Women want men to be masculine. We don't need you to go all super feminine on us and, do things. I was getting cakes, this nasty behind. Like, bro, you don't even do anything great. Like, come on. Like, causing way more trouble than necessary. And it was like, yo, you hurt. Like, if you really cared about me, why would you mess up my situation? Why? That's why I was like, that's so manipulative. And then they're like, well, why? And this nigga gonna have the nerve. I'm sorry, y'all. I laugh about it now. I want what I want. I'm a married woman. Are you kidding me? I was like, you lucky I don't get this guy on you, though. That was crazy. I was like, that's kind of psycho, dude. You can't just say you want what you want. You gotta. Anyway, moving on. So there's a whole culture of men blaming women. Okay, this I said all that to get hella story times today. Men cannot sit here and blame women for everything. All right, women get a short end of the stick all the time. Right? They get the short end of the stick all the time because they don't understand the game. They don't know the game they're playing. And sometimes they think they're winning and they're really losing, right? If you feel like, oh, I'm free, I'm independent, I can sleep with whoever I want to, you lose the game later when they're like, oh, yeah, what's your body count? And then you lose the game. That was not a game you could win. You got to look. Sometimes I'll be looking at the deal. I look at the client and I'm like, yo, this person, I had to talk to somebody this morning and I was like, look, this is winnable. Like, you know how like a lawyer looks at the case, it's like, this is winnable. And sometimes it's not winnable. So I just have to like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to work together, right? But if it's winnable, it could look really, really bad. And I'm like, look, I know what to do. All we got to do is not get all crazy and I can get you in the house. I can get y'all out the house. So I know what I'm doing, right? But sometimes it's not winnable, ladies. We got to understand we're not winning this game trying to play the relationship game like a man is not it. Because at the end of the day, you can't do whatever you want and then turn around and say, I'll marry you. That's the part we get stuck on. I'll marry you. You can't do that. So you'll never win that game of trying to. You can't play a player. We can't. We can't play players. All we can do is be the best women we can be, and just slow down and be good women. That's it. And from there, you get what you want later. It's called delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. It's not the hookup culture. It's not getting you nowhere. Y'all seen how this plays out. So young ladies, it's not gonna get you nowhere. All right, I'm gonna move on now. If y'all agree, let me know. Now, here we go. Because can you imagine your daughters? I'm sorry, y'all. Can you imagine your daughters fall into the trap that is going on right now? You would be embarrassed. You'd be like, oh my gosh, that's the price you pay. That's the price you pay. And you don't want to pay that price because it's going to end up worse for them than it was for you. You probably can handle it. Come on. And our mothers didn't really show us that. So we, as the mother, we always going to be like, oh, my mama did it. My daddy did it. It's okay. Be careful. All right. I'm going to go to this video. And this is men holding men accountable. Here we go. Do you guys agree, disagree? Y'all be sitting there disagreeing and don't say nothing. Say something now. He says, this is good, but I got to go. I'll watch later. Thank you, Tony. Okay, sure. Watch later. And I'm going to read your comments later, okay? You have a good one. All right, this guy, he's about to give the men the business. And I told y'all I don't hold men accountable, right? I don't. Like, it's not my job to tell men what to do. But my brothers, I was looking, I'm like, is anybody going to say something? Is anybody going to say something? I'm a leader, and I know when y'all not leading. She said, you're welcome. Okay. If you get a chance, if you get a chance. I'm a leader, and I know what leadership looks like. So y'all can't fool women that are leaders in business and leaders in the household. Y'all can't fool us. We know what leadership looks like. And all those guys that simping and nice guy syndrome, they don't show or exhibit leadership qualities because I wouldn't scam my employee. I wouldn't scam my kid. I would want to do the right thing by them and they do the right thing by me. But they're coming in so slick and snaky, like, right, that you can't respect them. And that's real. So watch this. For all the men that want to blame women. Hold on. I got you right here.
Location, you got to send a nigga to MapQuest. Yeah, look, that shit didn't happen. It wasn't exactly around back then. You know? I think
so wait.
Wildest part about this,
so what happened was in this scenario was this guy, I think he was talking about how this girl set him up and, was like kind of like having sex with him without his permission or whatever. But it leads into, how some men feel. All men don't blame women. All men are just like, that's whack. How am I going to blame somebody I'm supposed to lead? That's like blaming your kid. Oh, some of y'all, ooh, hit a nerve. Some of y'all be blaming your kids. Well, if it wasn't for y'all, I'd be able to go on vacation. Well, if it wasn't for y'all, like, that's not good leadership. Cut it out. Don't do that to your kids. Don't make your kids feel guilty. And that is what Black men in our community are doing to the Black women. If it wasn't for y'all, we would be this and that and further. If it wasn't for y'all, no, y'all need to step the hell up. Okay? Anybody that want to take the reins, go ahead, feel free. It's not my job to be like, I'm going to be the leader of the men and the women. No, it's not. How am I going to lead a man and I don't think like a man and I'm not a man? But if I could, I would, trust me. Oh, yes. So men have to step up. Men are the only ones that can correct these men the way they need to be corrected. I can suggest, but to correct, here we go. Watch. Blaming the kids. Are you crazy? You out of your mind? Your house dirty is your fault that you ain't make them clean it.
Was that she broke in his house? Yeah, that's different. What the fuck? She been plotting. She put a lot of effort into it. But can we really be like perplexed by that? Because niggas do that shit every day, B. Niggas
all right.
Sick and they watch women, they
yes.
target them and they break.
What I just say? I said guys do this stuff all the time. They do some real crazy, weird stuff and make us feel weird. The guys that be doing the nice guy syndrome stuff, I'm not talking about actual nice guys and good guys. Good guys and nice guy syndrome is totally different. I hope everybody got that. Good guys and nice guy syndrome is totally, a good man doesn't have to be like, well, I'm a nice guy and I deserve your vagina. That don't work like that. They know they have to put in work and effort and do the right thing. They have integrity. They have integrity. This nice guy says, because I'm nicer than your last boyfriend, because I know you've been through a bad situation, I'm going to use that against you. Right? Or I'm going to do things and we're building up. Come on. Ooh, sorry, y'all. I'm going to do things. He says, yeah, I do. LOL. Just kidding. Yeah, it do. Yeah, it do what? I'm sorry, Jermaine. I forgot what I said. Right? It. Now I forgot both. Go back and tell me what you were talking about, Jermaine, please. How are you today, by the way? So yeah, I was saying how the nice guy syndrome is really the guys be playing on it. A good man cannot be doing the nice guy syndrome. I'm talking about he's too nice. Too nice in a manipulative way. Remember, I was telling you about how that guy was being the nice guy and he kissed both of the girls and messed up their chances of being with the guys they wanted to be with. It's like the nice guy is the snake. You know what I'm saying? Nice guy, right? A snake-like guy. Not, and when I say nice guys finish last, they're the ones that's whining, complaining that women don't want to do this with them and women don't do that with them. And look what I did for this girl. And this girl took money from me. You gave her the money, sir. Stop. You did it. You did it. Why? It's not because everybody, let me tell you this. Every guy is not doing this on purpose, but they had a goal in mind. They just were raised to think like you have to do nice things for women. That you have to do nice things for women, and then they're going to give you whatever you want. And it's like it does not work like that, right? But it's some guys that take that to the next level. Yeah, you want to do nice things for her, but you're not like I am running a tab. This is what I'm saying. Like they're taking it to the extreme. That's the difference between a good guy and a nice guy. Yeah, you got to be there for your girl, right? So you got to be there for some of you. I'm talking about the guy that's friends with you and want to do stuff. And y'all seen it on the show where the one dude was commenting like, "Am I your biggest supporter? Am I your big?" And he was chasing my validation, right? He was chasing my validation, and then he cussed me out in the DMs. That's the nice guy syndrome I'm talking about. Good guys, good men, and nice guys are totally different. I don't want men to stop treating women well. It's just that stop using that and running the tab like, all right, now you owe me. Wait, there was this one text before I can move forward. It was one text. He was like, she's like, oh, you know what? I don't think this relationship's gonna work after the first date. He said, well, you need to give me my money back. I work hard and to be this and that. And he was so upset that he paid for dinner for her, right? Yeah, it was crazy. He's like, I'll pay for the dessert, but not your food. Like, where did y'all go? Last time I checked, it was 30, 40 bucks. So it's like you okay. And I get it. It's tough being a dude, but he was in his feelings. I was like, another nice guy syndrome. Just because I buy you dinner, I wouldn't have sex with you. And so every guy's not like that. Because I remember one a guy I used to know, he was like, it's just food. He's like, it's just food. You was gonna eat anyway, I was gonna eat anyway. So every guy's not like that, but it's a lot of guys that make you feel like, oh gosh, I took you on a date and now you deserve to drop the draws. And I'm like, why are y'all treating women like that? This is crazy. All right. Jermaine says, when you said good guys say they deserve the kitty. He said, yeah, it do. I mean, listen, it's one thing to be hopeful because you took her out to eat and she wants you and you want it back, but it's like they're trying to force it on her. You know what I mean? Like she's not even feeling you like that, but you feel like you deserve it. And that's why I tell women all the time, do not go to dinner with a guy that you're not attracted to. Why would you take his money? Why would you go to dinner with them? So that's on the woman too. So I give you that one. That girl, she needs to give it up. You knew you ain't want to. Yeah, I would never tell a woman to give it up unless she wants to. All right.
House. But you never expect that from, you never expect from a woman. See, that's what makes, you know what I'm saying? That's why I be so. That's why we get laughed at. But that's
all right,
why
wait. Let me go back.
We really be like playing by that because niggas do that shit every day, nigga.
So the girl broke into the house and he was talking about how they had a video camera and all this crazy stuff. So he had to run out the house, had an Uber, some crazy story. Like bad things happen to guys too. Women do some crazy stuff. So he's saying that men do this crazy stuff every day. And I just told you how these people, they act very weird. You have to be very careful because everybody, like, these guys are strangers to you, ma'am, and you have to be very careful. And that's why they were like, yo, they'll be like, I want to devour you, but why did you let me in your house? Like, it's just like, this thinking is ridiculous. Like, wait, you wanted me to be warm up to you, and then at the same time you want to judge me for warming up to you? That's weird. Like, that's why I was like, that the logic that these guys have, you have to be very, you have to know who you're dealing with, sis.
Niggas is sick and they watch women, they target them and they break in their house.
But you never expect that from
You never expect from a woman. See, that's what makes, you know what I'm saying? That's why I be
That's
so.
why we get laughed at.
But that's why I be so pro woman. Because you never expect it from a woman. Because it's only bitch ass niggas doing that shit. Men are sick. Niggas is sick. Nope.
Nobody is saying this. Now, let me tell you, every single time the guys, this is why we have a gender war, okay? Because the guys are not being honest about this type of guy. You can't say all guys are this and that, but y'all know a portion of them are like, they're actually, you can't say the R word, but they're actually, well, I ain't monetized anyway. They're actually violating women, right? They're actually stalking them. They're actually doing crazy stuff. Like, it's people that have to move because you already know that guy is crazy. You already know what you're dealing with. You already seen what's going on. But they're the first guys I've heard to admit it. All these internet streets, and they're acting like guys are perfect. Guys are the victims. And it's like, so you're telling me the women are leading. The women are single mothers. You're calling the women leaders because the single mothers took over. Independent women took over. And you see how it's going. All right, well, why didn't you step up to be a leader? And why can't you be real? And why are you blaming women for everything? Sounding like a whole mama's boy. It's the women. It's the women. Never the men. Didn't I tell you I took accountability for my own life? And everything is my fault. That's the only way you get to success. If you say, all the decisions I've made, all the stuff I'm going through right now, is my fault. If you run out of money, it's your fault. If you got a lot of money, it's your fault. If you got a place to stay, it's your fault. If you don't have a place to stay, it's your fault. If you got a bad job, you pick that job. I'm done. Move on. Take accountability, my friends. Please do. Oh, gosh. Shout out to this guy. He was like, I'm going in and out of depression.
Niggas is, nigga, you pandering. No, nigga, y'all some hoes. You niggas out here taking it from women and shit. Like,
he said, y'all some hoes. Fuck this guy.
Yo, speaking of that shit, man, like, I had a conversation
Here we go.
this weekend about black men holding black women accountable, right?
Yeah.
And at first, I was like, okay, fine. So what was wrong with that?
Yeah.
But then I thought about it, bro, and fellas, this is gonna piss a lot of y'all off listening to watch. But I just gotta be very honest with it. When I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. If you in the sports, if you the leader of the team and the team loses, they gonna come at you, right? Because you the leader.
You the quarterback.
If we the leader of the community, and if black women are so out of control, or modern women are so out of control, then ain't that on us?
Yeah. Ain't that on us?
We dropped the ball some fucking where?
Then we drop the ball somewhere. This is how a man takes accountability. This is how a leader takes accountability. Women can trust when men think like this. It's not that we want to blame men, but these are same guys that say, I want a woman that's submissive to me. Huh? How are we going to be submissive, but you just blamed us for the whole black community being horrible? How are we going to be submissive when you just blame the kid or the person that you're supposed to be leading? That's like asking your kid you better obey me, but everything's your fault. Huh? It's one or the other. You got to be the parent. You got to be the one in charge. It's the same thing. If I say kid, parent, I mean supervisor, staff. You can't blame the staff. A lot of times it be the supervisor. It be the supervisor. You like, yo, you ever had a job? You be like, how long y'all gonna keep this raggedy supervisor? Because they're running off all the good staff. But I mean, let me move on. Let me mind my business. I knew this day was coming. It's here. It's here.
Because when I think about it, like, we are the least, if we're just talking about black men and black women, we are less educated than them. And it's getting to the point where we even starting to make less money than them. I don't think we even in a fucking position to hold them accountable.
Because, and this is why black women say what they say. They're like, how are you going to hold me accountable, but you're punishing me for doing better than you? You're punishing me for going to get my degree. You're punishing me for making more money than you. But you the leader. Even if they don't want to go to school, because, you know, I don't all the way believe in college. Maybe 80%. It's a lot. Y'all be believing like 100%. I be believing like maybe 70 to 80 in college, right? Even if a man doesn't go to college, he got to make up for it some way. As long as you making a life choice or decision, or as long as you learning about something, self-teaching yourself or whatever, it's like not even happening. They're just like, oh, let me just settle for whatever it comes my way. And the women are just going to school. Why? I believe it's because women don't like getting their hands dirty. So we got really no choice but to go to college if we're going to not have to get our hands dirty. We know that. So we went to college, and some of them pick good degrees, and they're making money. Some, not all. Some women didn't go to college. It's okay. But at the same time, it's like, don't punish the ones that did go. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you don't go to college, then it's like, oh, she like, they'll say, oh yeah, I want a submissive woman, this and the third, but they want that girl that didn't go to college to help pay 50% of the bills. And then the girl that did go to college or is making a lot of money, one or the other, she could be in the middle, not working a job at her within her degree, but still you know, having the debt of college. Right? But then there's another girl who's making the money from and benefiting from the workplace, being there for a long time, or going to college. Either way, as a black woman, you cannot win with certain kind of men. It's either you make too much money, you don't make enough money, you got debt. It's just like, stop with the complaining, please, because y'all got your own issues.
Hold each other accountable. Let them hold each other accountable. And then
so he said, we're not even in a position to hold these women accountable. And a lot of people were like, it doesn't matter what our status is, we still men. So you better. No, women are like, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You got to make some. You got to show me something, sir. I know a couple things or two. How are you gonna make less money and then try to boss me around? They're not stupid. So they're just like, whatever. I just won't deal with you then. And this is where the women just like, they just opting out, like, whatever. Because you want to blame me for everything. I did everything right. I did everything that I could.
We kind of come back and meet in the middle. But
however, there is a case to make that sometimes when a woman starts making money, she gets a little more bossy and a little bit more like she doesn't want to work with this man. You gotta be a team player. You gotta work together.
But neither one of us have done so great that we can sit back and be like, y'all let them hold each other accountable, and then we kind of come back and meet in the middle. But I don't think we even in a fucking position to hold them accountable. Hold each other accountable. Let them hold each other accountable, and then we kind of come back and meet in the middle.
Y'all didn't hear me say that? Oh well, if you didn't watch that show, I did say this. I said men hold men accountable, women hold women accountable. That's how it got to be to get somewhere. Because women ain't trying to hear from the men. Yeah, a certain kind of woman will listen because she's open, but a lot of women are going to only listen to the women. That's the whole purpose of Ruth and relationship shows. Like, you can listen to the women, hold each other accountable. But who's going to hold the men accountable? Nobody's holding the men accountable. That's the problem. That's the problem. How are we going to move forward for people that think about men think about the future? This is what I respect about men. They think about the retirement. They think about the future. They think about legacies. They on top of that life insurance policy. It takes a certain kind of woman, honey, to be thinking about all those things. So yeah, they are in the best position to be thinking about legacy and moving forward and moving the Black community forward. But if you're not doing your part in being that great leader, if you're not saying, let me check my brother, let us go up together. I like how communities are forming and people are working together so they can get further along. If y'all not doing that for yourselves and y'all just want to get together and blame women, we're going to keep going down.
But neither one of us have done so great that we can sit back and be like, y'all need to fix this.
Yeah.
Like nigga, we out here killing each other.
Look at me,
y'all talking about
ourselves.
You know what I'm saying?
You worried about your own shit.
You worried about your own shit, nigga. Like
a lot of people say hold motherfuckers accountable, but they don't say what to hold them accountable for.
Exactly.
So what are we saying? Like, what do we want?
They don't know what the fuck they're saying. They're saying it because it sounds good.
Accountable for what?
it's an excuse to dunk on women.
That's it.
It's an excuse to dunk on women.
That's it. That's really what it is.
And that's my problem with
what
it.
it is. Like, what do you want them to hold each other accountable for? And what do you want us to hold each other accountable for?
No, he's asking you, what do you want to hold accountable for? Oh, that's that. I think you can hold your woman accountable. You can hold the woman that you dealing with accountable.
No, he's talking about
what
men
I'm saying is
to
that
men.
as a whole, I don't think black men have earned the right to hold black women as a whole.
When we ain't holding ourselves accountable.
When we're not holding ourselves accountable.
It's like I get what you're saying when you're asking, what do we hold? I mean, you a room full of your partners, and you got your partners. You having this dialogue, conversation, whatever.
I don't know what he's about to say, but a lot of times, this is what I really like. When you, I like when guys be like, "Yo, none of my homies is cheating on their girl. They can't hang with us. Like if they not doing right by people in the community, they can't be in our circle. We kick them out." That is men holding men accountable. That is men holding men accountable. Like you can't be in our group, right? Just like they told what's the face, that pastor, like you need to go apologize for what you said about, the passing of Kevin Samuels, because they're like, you can't, we're gonna kick you out of our fraternity, basically. I don't know what was said behind closed doors, but next thing you know was an apology. That's a man holding another man accountable. I was like, oh, this is the first time. I'm telling you right now, I was like, from this whole situation, it's like, yes, we want to change as women, but it would be better if we saw the men changing too. It would be better if we see them going after their goals. It would be better. It's nothing like you seeing a man going for it. That's why they want those top guys, because it's not common, y'all. It's like, I see it. I see men trying to do better. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it's like not in masses. It's like, I'm this, so take it or leave it, woman. It's like, okay, you this right now, but why can't you add something to it? So it's like, okay, let's say you make $50,000 a year, right? And I always use this example. It's like, why couldn't you go and drive Uber and make another $20,000? Now you're making 70. No, woman, you need to accept my 50 where it is so I can watch football on the weekend. Sunday, I gotta watch my game. Like, I'm not hating on nobody with a game, but I'm saying these are the excuses, or there's a reason why, I just need to be around at nighttime. It's like, listen, women do it all the time. They do what they gotta do. So why aren't the men doing it? But if you look at like Uber, I respect Uber drivers. It's been out here. They ain't playing no games with nobody. 12 hours a day. Hey, let me leave it alone. So it's men out here that's doing it. But the women also have to respect the man that is pulling it, like doing everything he can do. It's not the fact that he's high value. It's the fact that he is a high, how would I call it? Like a hard worker, but not just even a hard worker. He's like doing things. Like he's trying to invest his money. He's like trying to save money. He's like trying to do stuff. Like, look at that, miss. That's more important than you getting a guy that is already made it and already this and already that. Look at those guys, because they're out there. Just like those women are out there that respect men, that care about men, that are what's the face? The one guy was like, "Oh yeah, you in the gym?" And I was like, "Yeah, how you know?" "Oh, I can tell." You know what I mean? Like, there's women out there that go to the gym. I see them at the gym. Is it a ton of them? It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. So don't give up on the women that's trying. It's men that's trying, it's women that's trying. That's my only point.
And niggas is saying fucked up shit. Whatever it may be. You can hold the nigga
Hold
accountable.
them accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can help change their mind frame, change the mindset, change the conversation. Niggas constantly in the conversation of group and they down in sisters.
Do you see this guy as somebody that's going to sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, girls, this girl turned me down. This girl." No, every guy's not like that because they don't have those kind of problems. Like he wouldn't have any problems. So it's other guys that they just the guys that make excuses for why they're not where they want to be, and they're just like, "Look, I'm settling in life, and I expect you to settle." I expect you to settle. I remember that time the guy was like, "I'm retiring." I was like, "Bro, next. I'm next."
Say, bro, what the
Settling.
fuck? Switch the shit up, like, and hold them accountable. Niggas in there, like, there's ways to hold one another accountable, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And like, not to take up for my niggas, but niggas feel the same way though. Niggas feel like if it's a group of women sitting down, why? And everybody's shitting on men, and you know some good men.
No, I'm with him on that one. I'm with him. But this is the same type of mentality. Every time the women look, I get on the women. Let me tell you, I get on women for saying every single time they say women, every single time they say women, you should do X, Y, and Z. And the women say, but he don't do it. Stop with all that childish stuff. Focus on what we're talking about. He just did it in the conversation. And he says men holding men accountable. He's so worried about the women. And I'm just like, you just saying about, but the women need to do it too. Nah. See, this is how he just talk about how he argue with his wife a lot and it get real. I can see why. I can't do it. I need men to take accountability. I just can't. Yeah, I just can't.
Sit there and just be like, yeah, all niggas ain't shit.
But he has a point though too. It's like I'm not going to be, and this happened in real life, where the women. I was like, yo, y'all be thinking I'm making this up, but I was in a real estate situation. All the women. It was an older woman. It was a husband, a wife, and it was the mom of the wife, and they was hating. They was like bullying, picking apart the man. I was like, hold up, we're not gonna do this about not in my presence. We're not gonna put him down in my presence. Young guy too. You know what I mean? He done married this girl. I'm like, I said, you're not gonna. I said, y'all can't do too much more of this, putting him down in front of me. And I'm like, but you're the wife, so you tell us. But I'm like, you can't do that in front of me. You can't act like he's the guy that hurt you and all. They was like, yeah, because y'all ain't nothing, and y'all, how y'all do. They was just going in on the guy, and he was like, and I feel bad because guys be like, they just take it from women. They just take it. What you want to say? This auntie, this older lady's in her 50s, is talking trash to you. You don't even know her. She got a little mental health, a little going on. Everybody else is playing along, but nobody's standing up. That's what he's saying. Like nobody stands up for the men. If you know good men, or even if you don't know good men, even if you just believe in men, you should say like, guys, let's not do that. Let's not go there. And women do need to step up, stand up for men, just like this man is standing up for women. It got to go across what did it say? Across the lines of, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. So men should not be in the room and a bunch of women hating. I mean, a bunch of guys putting women down and nobody stands up for the women. That shouldn't happen, and vice versa.
Like that's what I'm seeing in there. Like I agree, but also to offer pushback though a little bit. Like we get on the internet every day, and we gotta see women just go at niggas all day. They just go at niggas and they friends. They pile on. They going at.
I agree.
And it'll be a chick that's in a happy relationship and her life is going fantastic, but she's on the internet dunking on niggas, just dissing niggas. You be like, bro, for what? Like it's like they get some sort of enjoyment out of just going on there and just go hard at niggas. But then if a nigga say something back, you a bitch, you a this, you a that, and you hate women. You hate women, and you look like, hey dog, maybe the nigga just tired. He want to point something out since y'all doing all this.
It makes a lot of sense, y'all. It makes a lot of sense. So just don't be the one caught up in all of this, right? Let me get y'all over here. Don't be caught up in the banter that goes on the internet. We shouldn't be in these negative circles anyway, talking trash about the other sex. If you're in a relationship, that looks bad on you. If you're waiting for, a good relationship to come around, why would you even get one? That's like saying, I hate work. I hate a job. And then you be like, well, why did they lay me off? Well, you was putting it out there that you hate your job. You're not being grateful for what you had. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that just makes sense to me that you would get laid off because you're talking trash about something you didn't. You went to a job, you didn't start that job, you don't get the clients. All you do is do your little thing in the corner. But these people are keeping the job going for you, and you didn't have to start from scratch. But you're not being grateful for what you have. So that's where the problem lies. Then you get a guy. Let's say you're a woman, a bunch of guys talking trash, but your man has been taking care of you. Your man has been helping you out when you're down, and you just in your mind like, oh yeah, all them niggas back in the day used to do this and that. And I'm like, listen, your guy is a part of all them niggas back in the day. He's a man too. Men, let me tell you, you cannot talk trash about one man and him not be offended. I don't care. Like, but he was trying to shoot me. Well, maybe he had a bad day. I'm telling you, it's extreme. Men get offended when you talk about men in general. They do. Just like women get offended. Like, men are more like us than we think. We're human beings. That's all I have to say about that.
We want to point something out. Now, me personally,
guys, what do you think about it?
Conversation, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you niggas. I'm looking at everybody because my biggest thing is why do any of us feel the need to attack the other side of the internet?
Right.
Like what are any of y'all trying to accomplish by doing this shit? And it's like they do it for sport every day. Both sides. Both sides. It's the weirdest shit ever. Like, I don't know when the gender war started.
Right. It's both sides. But wait. But think about it. The men look, the women, listen, I don't know. I don't say they have a right to do it, but they do. Women do have horror stories, y'all. Women have the work. Like, if y'all compare the men to the women be having some terrified, okay? Because at the end of the day, even though women do bad stuff to men every single day, women are actually scared of these men that have done them wrong. So it's a little bit of like, hey, you need some therapy, sis. It's a lot of that. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of, I need therapy. Maybe you have daddy issues, abandonment issues. It's a lot of that going on. But to me, it looks worse when the men start to do it. I'm doing my part for the women. But when the men do it, it's like, they're doing it. When can we do it? I'm like, yo, that's not leadership. That's the only correction I would make. Men cannot make women do anything, right? So, hey, how are you? How many Instagrams do you have, Lewis? He said 5 stars. Thank you. Right. Men complaining about women is the least manliest thing on the internet that I have seen. But they actually have good points, and they actually have, they have taught women stuff that want to change. So I'm not mad at that. But y'all going at the same rate as the women, it's like you need to expect more from your leadership. You need to, if did Martin Luther King go on and talk about the women? No, they're like trying to protect the women, even though it was different times. But I wouldn't think he would come out and say some crazy nonsense because I'm a man and these women ain't nothing. They ain't ish. It doesn't make sense. It's as a ridiculous sound. If that makes sense to you, and as ridiculous that sounds, that Malcolm X, that Martin Luther King, would they say the same things you say about women, no matter what condition they're in? No, they wouldn't talk about them like that. Guys be really going at girls like they're guys. That's my only thing. You can't go as hard as you're going, because I feel like the guys will go harder and they be right. And they be right. That's what's so bad. They be right. Women we're just in our feelings about it. But then when men be actually right, you're like, damn, we losing and they right. And why y'all gotta be so mean? It's the same way. Girls be da 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 da. And then when you be like, well, fight me then. You be like, well, what? Who said I want to fight? That's the mentality of some girls. Now, mind you, some masculine women that will fight you. They will hurt you too. But some women, they just want to talk. They want to complain. And you got to know that's part of women. We like to complain. We get something out of it biologically from complaining. But that's normal. It is. I ain't going to lie. They have to go that hard, but it's normal. But men, when men do it, it's the most. I'm sorry, it's feminine to me. But I'm just saying, like y'all can complain, but it's like he said, on the internet, you gonna complain. But we are the women that's smart. They be like, all right, bet these are all the stuff y'all don't like. Let me change that about myself, and let's go ahead. The other girls, it's like they just trying to combat you back and forth. Like y'all worse than us. No, you worse than us. No, y'all. You see how fruitless that is? That's pointless. That's all I got to say on that. Let's go.
But I just don't want to participate at all.
Is this good to you guys?
I never understood it. Like I've had my
Is this so far so good? Do y'all understand?
With women.
Does anybody want to say something? Feel free to jump in. Does this make sense to you? What I'm saying to you, how it looks bad on men to just keep talking crap about women. I was like, yo, y'all going in. That's why I was like, I couldn't keep watching the show because I was like, it's all you're doing is talking to a woman. Like if in real life you talk to these women like this, they would call you a narcissist. And he talked about tone. He was like, yo, it's a way you could say it in love. But like I said, the guys, when Kevin Samuels was doing what he was doing, guys think it's okay to talk to women like that. I'm telling you, hey, let me tell you, hold on. This guy who I would never consider talking to, and I got in this Uber. I told y'all the story before. I got in this Uber. He started talking to me like I was a straight, like low-level woman. And I was like, yo, bro, you don't even know me. And I was like, I know the stuff you talking about. I like, you have no idea. And he was trying to convince me that he, like, not only does he deserve me, that I should allow him to cheat. I was like, bro, I just met you. I'm sorry. Just the ridiculousness of it. But that's what they were saying earlier, how Kevin Samuels' content produced guys like that. It produced a bunch of lower level. It's like, wait, this is it right here. Clear to me right now. The women that had higher expectations, it was like they had to beat those high expectations down. And the guys that were actually reasonable, their expectations went up for no reason. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. But they're gonna see in these streets how they don't deserve it. Like the only girl they'll be able to get is a girl with low self-esteem. And that wasn't the girl that you wanted in the first place. But they'll see on their own. I'm cool with that. That's fine. Y'all deserve each other. That's all they only gonna be able to pull it on the lower level girls. It's not gonna work with a woman that they want. They're not gonna get her. They're not. So I'm telling you right now, it's that incel mindset. It's that incel. I'm a man, but I'm a whole baby. I'm a man. Why these women don't want to submit to me? Just because you're a woman, you need to submit to me. I don't know you, sir. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? It was crazy. That was my only thing. Be careful what y'all putting out there.
Not to the point where this one chick I had a gripe with made me feel this way about all women.
Right.
But some kind of way.
Social media.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what he's saying is just like the women, right? Just like when women say, because I didn't know until like all of this stuff came out. It's like we thought all men were bad. We thought all men were acting a certain kind of way. And then we had to realize one day, oh, we chose a certain kind of man. We chose him based off his looks. And he came with a lot of baggage and a lot of disrespect and a lot of player ways, right? We chose that man. Now we talk about that guy that we chose. We act like all guys are like that, but we keep choosing that same particular man. Different look, different kind of, attitude, but same person, different body, right? And then taking it out on all men on the internet. This is what he's saying about the women, about the men that date these certain kind of women. You dated that girl. You knew she was out of your league, sir. Then when she cheated on you, took all your money. Now you want to say all women are like that. Now, just in my mind, when I first started hearing this, I was like, what women do y'all know? I said, none of the girls I know is like this. What are you talking about? Well, a couple of them I know. They're not only trying to take from these men, okay, based off of their looks. But some of them out there, I ain't gonna lie. Some of them out there. But don't take it out on all of them.
I've never done that. I've just never done it, and I don't understand like what it is about this younger generation
Hit the
of
like
guys
button, please.
who just feel like, and maybe because we had different outlets growing up, we just go and shoot ball with our boys or whatever. But these kids are raised on the internet.
Yeah, they
Right.
outlets spend the internet the entire time.
They put all their business.
Yeah.
They go all the motherfucking in there. And so maybe that's what it is. But me, I don't know. I've never outside my circle. What I tend to notice is that sometimes people want attention so bad that they don't care if it's good or bad attention. Yeah.
And that's all the women that called up on the show and they knew he was going to cuss them out or let them know and put their business out there. They just wanted to be on the show. So that's just goes to show you like, oh, I don't mind. I don't care. My business is out there. And they go out there and they make a fool of themselves. And then, you know, these women were calling up the show. So that's why a lot of men don't feel bad because, and women, because it's like, y'all called up the show. Y'all already knew. Somebody told me they was going to call up Kevin Samuels show. I was like, don't do it, sis. You better not. You better not. You already know what it is. Come on.
They want attention. Right. And so they'll jump on the internet and say the wildest shit.
Yeah.
Women or go at men just to get somebody's attention.
Because
we're being quite honest, like back we said about like the Kevin Samuels shit, right? That's exactly. He's going to, no matter what you say, you can find your tribe. There's a group of people that'll be on your side. Yeah. So you can go this way or that way. You're going to find it. You know what I'm saying? So good or bad, they just want the attention. That's exactly what it is. And this shit just spirals. Like, you get on Facebook, bro, you saw niggas was tattooing Kevin Samuels on their arms and legs and shit.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's like how you gonna chat Kevin Samuels? Come on, like that's why I call them Kevin. I'm like, look, that's gay. If you gay, just say it. I'm okay with you being gay. I just.
But you know, it's the same thing with celebrities. You know what I noticed too? I could never understand it, and I get it now. Some people, when they have like a celebrity or whatever, like it's no rules. This person is not a real person. So a lot of times when I used to watch the Michael Jackson, when people fall out and all them, like those people will be fanatics. It's like a mental, like they will see that person and pass out. I'm like, this is a human being. But that person would have mental illness. And this is why I say it, because I used to have, I don't know what I used to do, but I think it was videos or something like that. And then this lady, she would like call me and she's like, "Ooh, I watch your videos," and then the third. And then when I met her in person, it was like a whole it was bad. It was so bad. And then I had brought my mentor and I'm like, "Oh, okay, she wants this and that." She's like, "Ruth, this woman she has mental illness." And she was like, "Where are you? Where are you staying? Where's your hotel?" I was like, that's when I was like, "Yo, you may have a fan, but sometimes they don't have it all together up here." And the people that go and tattoo, I'm not judging anybody, but just be careful that you're not making this person an idol so much so that you put that person on your body that don't even know you. It's a permanent thing, and you just to feel like, oh well, I'm just gonna put that on my body. So, yeah, that's the thing.
Not gay bash. I'm not beefing with anybody. The LGBTQ, ABC, ZYZ, whatever, XYZ, 1, 2, 3. I don't know how many fucking letters you got. Yeah. But it's okay.
I just want to say it. So yesterday I go visit my mom in the hospital, right?
I don't even know y'all can hear this.
There, and I go to my brother's day party he does on Sundays, right? So
day party.
I think we're good. All right, guys. Do you have anything else to add? There you have it. Let's wrap it up. We talked about. Hold on, guys. All right, sorry about that. I was waiting for an important phone call and it just came through. So, um, to wrap it up, okay, watch from the beginning. It's really like y'all be missing the gems in the show. Like it's really good. Y'all sleeping, but it's okay. Wait till I'm big time. It's okay. But we talked about how it's not just 20% of the guys getting 80% of the girls. You know what I mean? It's not that. That's just where is the math? I mean, where is the statistics for that? It's not. If 30% of them are men are virgins by the age of 30, that means that leaves a 70 of them not virgins. Okay, somebody getting something somewhere. Okay, and they go through their phase, their little phase where they want to sleep around, right? So yes, so yes, women. I don't know if y'all lost me on that on IG, but yes, women do have a reason to be like, yo, y'all out here too. Y'all out here wilding with us. Okay. Then we talked about the incel community, how this involuntary celibacy has turned men bitter. This red pill incel community turned into the red pill community, turned into all this other stuff that's going on. And that's where you get all of this hold women accountable, this and then the third. It's not just holding women accountable, it's blaming women when men have their own stuff to fix, right? Men holding men accountable. Here at the Ruth Marquise, well, the Ruth the Relationship Show, I am still your favorite realtor. And by the way, hit us up if you guys are buying or selling in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Maryland, New Jersey's coming, and Delaware. Okay, hit us up if you want to buy a home, sell a home, invest in real estate, or fix your credit. We can boost your credit real quick. All right. So back to the show. We talked about the nice guy syndrome, how guys use their niceness to manipulate, and that's simping on that's the very definition of simping. It's like you're trying to manipulate her into being so, oh, I'm so nice. I just earned the right in this way, even though I'm not your man, right? And just demanding from women um, um, that don't want them, you know, they're trying to get above their grade, and by playing a nice guy. But she didn't want you. That's why she friends on you and went to the other guy. And you're over there talking about, well, why you going after that guy? Why you going after that guy? I deserve a shot. I deserve a shot. But they not really serious. They just want to get laid. It's different. A nice guy syndrome is different from a good man. Good men don't do stuff like that. That's why they're not doing too much. Okay. Men blaming women. We talked about that. And we talked about men need to hold men accountable. You know, I can't cuss out, no, we get it together. What I look like? What I look like? Men, y'all need to get it together. You know, women holding men accountable sounds like they're complaining, but it's just the women are trying to hold men accountable when they're not men. It sounds like they're hating on the men, but women, it's just not our place to make them accountable. The only way you can hold a man accountable is closing your legs. Period. That's it. Once they stop getting it from all of y'all, they'll change. Trust me, they will change. I don't know. I don't like how I said this, but you get what I'm saying. As a collective, okay? So that's what we talked about today. Go back and watch the show in its entirety. Get some popcorn, get some ice cream, share with a friend. Thank you guys so much. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. The best way to help the show is to go on YouTube, watch it so I can get the views, like it so I can get the boost in the algorithm, and leave a comment under all of the YouTube videos for the Ruth Relationship Show. All right, guys. If y'all do that, I'm gonna have a contest and we're gonna have some giveaways for our YouTube crowd. Okay. Thank you so much for watching Ruth and Relationships. I bless your family. I bless your relationships. I bless your marriage to be. Okay. Thank you for watching Ruth and Relationships. Ruth and Relationships. Tell me, can you handle it? It's the Ruth and Relationship Show. I'm going back and watch this whole thing again because I liked it. Ooh, bye, y'all.